Okay, we're gonna start this again. Now, a big disclaimer, I am making these videos for myself so that I can be on track. So, if someone is watching it, then I'm so sorry if the video is not good. It's just me recording and uploading it just like that. I do not edit or anything. Anyways, so now we've solved 2022's questions and 2021. Now we're gonna be solving 2020 and 2019. Now, 2020 they asked this question. So this was the pattern, and then it said that the results are with respect to the prime number. So as soon as it says prime number, the first thing one needs to do is write the prime numbers that are there. All right. I mean, even if it's mentioning, then that's an obvious thing to do. So now we try to figure out the pattern. So initially when I started, I tried to do +4 here, +2 here, but then I wasn't able to find, and then tried to find a pattern with respect to that. Then, but nothing was striking per se. Then I realized. Then I wrote this down. Initially I didn't, but then I wrote it, and that's when I realized that 14 after 14 there's 17, right? So um, yeah, after 14 there's 17, and then uh, 14 and 18 has 17 prime number between them, right? So and then I try to see something else. I try to follow that. So then I figured that even 18 and 20 has a prime number. Then even 20 and 24 has one prime number between them, and so and so, and then that's how I figured that 32 will then have 37, and so after that it's going to be 38. But what the thing is, it says it's showing a pattern of +1 here. So 17 plus 1 is 18, 19 plus 1 is 20, 23 plus 1. So that you need to figure out that as well, that it's +1 and not like +2 or +3 or whatever. So that needs to be kept in mind, and yeah, if it strikes you then it does, and if it doesn't then too bad. Then there's another question of this form, fourth. They're followed by odd numbers in the sequence. That's very easy, so I'm going to skip that. Now, now we'll be solving 2019 questions, right? There was one question there. It was very easy, so I'm not going to solve it. Similar to the one that I showed you earlier in 2020. Okay, now 2019's what is x in the sequence? This was the sequence. This was forming, like, when I figured out this, it was forming a pattern of prime numbers. So 132 minus 3, then 129 minus 5. I just wrote it down, and so if you're like decent enough, if you've practiced decent enough, you can figure it out that this is the prime number pattern. Now then it's pretty easy. All right, now the next question is this one: 4, 196, 16, 144. As I mentioned earlier, that if the patterns are very abrupt, then there's a high chance that there are two patterns which are being clubbed together. This is what is the case over here as well. And if you are observant enough, then you can see that it's 144, 100. All these are like squares, and that's how it struck me. So as I said, if you've practiced it enough, and if you know like maths a little bit, then you can figure it out. Otherwise also, like squares and cubes of numbers are very handy, so one can like have a practice of that. So let me just write it down. So squares, then cubes, then prime numbers. Like till now, this is what we've encountered. We've encountered squares, cubes, prime numbers. Have a practice of these. Then what else can we see here? That's pretty much it for the practice. I mean, you have to practice these kind of questions if you can. Like just solve PYQs and maybe like watch some YouTube videos of these coaching institutes, then you can figure it out. One thing that I would like to mention here is that as you can see, this prime numbers here, as you've seen over here, this was asked in 2019, and after that in 2020 it was asked. I mean, it wasn't like asked like that, but then there was a mention of prime number, and see, there's prime numbers here. And that was one pattern, that was one thing that I found out. Other than that, it's fine. So we've solved 2022 questions, 2021, 2020, 2019, and then I'll be solving 2018 and 2017, and then we'll solve 2023 questions.